Hi, it's Orit Krug, and today we are talking about how dance therapy releases trauma memories from the body and the nervous system. So, first, let's talk about how trauma actually gets stored in the body. So, when you experience trauma, the part of your brain that is the higher functioning part of your brain that remembers things in words, that makes decisions, analyzes, schedules, and plans things, all of that goes offline. That part of the brain shuts down. And so, what you might normally remember in words does not get stored there. And the memories associated with your trauma get stored in your nonverbal part of your brain and body. And so, trauma actually gets stored in fragments of sensation. So, whatever smells, tastes, sounds, that you experienced at the time of your traumatic event, that's how your trauma is remembered. That's why if you are just having a peaceful walk down the street and you pass by a bakery, all of a sudden you have a flashback because there's something about that smell that reminds you intensely about your trauma. This can happen also if you are having a disagreement with your partner who is just expressing normal, healthy frustration, but just a little bit of raising their voice brings you right back into the trauma where your brother used to yell aggressively at you and emotionally abuse you, right? These are just some examples. So your trauma gets stored in the body as fragments of sensation and is largely primarily stored in there. And we can't actually access most of the trauma memories in words. We might think that we have because we can talk about some memories, we can share how we feel about them today, but I've worked with even really well established psychotherapists who have done lots of trauma work, and then they come to work with me and we start moving the body, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, why is this coming back? Why is this showing up? I thought I resolved this, because they never accessed the memories, the majority of the memories, through the body. And so what happens in dance movement therapy is we actually help you gently, safely connect back into the body. Because your trauma has been stored there for so long, you've actually subconsciously and maybe even consciously avoided being in connection with your body. Because it's like, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to deal with that, right? So your nervous system feels like, it deems it unsafe to be connected to your body. And that's how the trauma just gets numbed and stuck and pushed down in there. And so the first step is that we help you gently, safely reconnect and move your body again. And as you move your body, it stirs up old trauma memories, right? Because it's stored in there. And when we move, not in a yoga class, not in an exercise class, not at the gym, when we move in ways that are organic, unplanned, unstructured, but safely guided with a therapist, it will stir up things that you weren't really aware were there. And I know that sounds really scary, but it actually is not that scary of a process. And it's even enjoyable through dance therapy. Because when those emotions get stirred up and that fear gets stirred up in your body, what happens when we work together in a session in real time together, my team and I can see your micro movements and your micro body signals that are coming up, that are showing us that you are feeling this fear coming up. And instead of what you do in your regular life, dissociate, disconnect, avoid, shut down, push it away, we're there with you. So we don't actually let you get to a point of going into disconnection or dissociation or any other nervous system response. We actually help you stay connected and present in your body and in our therapeutic relationship, so that you're not repeating the patterns of, okay, anytime a difficult emotion or fear comes up, I'm going to disconnect from my partner, I'm going to isolate myself, I'm not going to talk to anybody, or I'm just going to, I might physically still be there, but I'm gone. I'm not even there. I've totally disconnected, right? We don't allow you to do that. We help you stay present. And doing that the process of doing that is called rewiring your nervous system. So as you continue to practice being present and connected in a playful way, because we move together in a playful way, in a present way, in a strong way, in a light way, like movement provides all these different opportunities for ways that you can stay connected in yourself and in your relationship, primarily through our experience in the therapeutic relationship first. When you get to experience that consistently, it rewires your nervous system. You now have the ability to stay present, to stay connected, to be back in yourself, to evolve into yourself without all the trauma layers. And that's how trauma gets released, is you actually take off all of those protective layers and you emerge into this, more authentic, less guarded, just true sense of self. And additionally, what dance movement therapy does that no other modality does, not even somatic experiencing, which has some similarities, is that there's the dance and movement piece. And every movement that we do represents a different behavior. So if you want to be more open, you would actually use your body to try on that new behavior and actually integrate that new behavior into your expressive repertoire. This is one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest pieces that people miss, is that they say they want to be more open, they say they want to be less guarded, they want to be more courageous and speak up more, and they know in their mind they have this intention. But when it comes to actually doing the behavior or creating the new pattern, their body is frozen and stuck because they've never moved it in a safe space. And so when we move these new ways of being in your body together in the therapeutic relationship in a safe space, you already become your new version of you. You already soften into the best version of yourself through these movements before you even try it on in your real life. This is applicable to anything you want to become. If you want to become more assertive and stronger, we might try on some more forceful movements, some more direct movements. And it's not as simple as that, because when you try these new ways of being on, it's going to bring up more fear. And then again, we rewire through that. You build new neural pathways, you stay present and connected through your body, even as you're trying on these new assertive movements or these new open movements, for example. And whatever fear comes up with that, we move through it, you rewire, and then it's easy. It's easy to become that in your new life. And so that's how, in a nutshell, dance movement therapy releases trauma from your body and helps you emerge into the best version of yourself. And if you want kind of the more full-on training explanation, I do have a free training called Rewired for Love. And it is centered around healing your trauma and rewiring your nervous system so that you can stop sabotaging your relationships and truly soften into the best version of yourself. It's a 3-part video training. It's only 30 minutes long, and people have said they've gotten more out of these 30 minutes than they have in years of therapy. So if you are tired of things not working for you, tired of not being able to shift or heal your trauma, you are not broken. You just haven't done the right thing. You have not engaged through the right process through your body and movement. And in my free training, I will show you how you finally can. So depending on where you're watching, the link to join the free training will be to the side, above, or below. Click to join, and I can't wait to help you get rewired for love.